Brews and Banter.
What a brew, Bru.
There you go. There you go.
What
Did I
a
get it?
Boo?
What a
What a brew, boo. Yeah.
All right. Hi, Frank. How are you?
You do you, brew boo.
And you do you. So,
Silly bear.
special episode today. We have Shannon, Allan, and Paul somewhere in the studio. He's the brain behind the whole thing, but I'm assuming going to be joining us. I'm not sure.
Yeah, producer Paul. Yeah, producer Paul. He'll pop in.
Excellent.
Yeah, hi guys. Thanks for
Man
joining
on the
us.
boards.
Hey guys, it's been a while. We've been, kind of like always missing each other. We're constantly on social media, following each other, giving likes, sharing things, saying hello.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're finally been able to do this.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys.
Yeah.
And
This is fun.
Yeah, we really appreciate the connection. I mean, you guys are always been supportive, and we love it. Beer culture just brings everybody together.
absolutely.
It's kind of cool. We enjoy it.
We both have beer podcasts, right? We all, we start with beers, so we're going to keep that tradition going. And
Yes.
we're drinking Genesee Cream Ale today,
Oh, nice.
That's not
among some other ones.
that's not entirely accurate yet because I got to finish this one first. It's not.
Well, choke that down.
Yeah, but the nice thing is that Genesee Cream Ale actually just took gold, didn't it, last year for the
Oh, they
award
did?
for best cream ale?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff out this way. Allan, I mean, I know. So I don't know if Shannon knows, but we kind of hooked up with Allan on a Instagram Live
Oh yeah, that was
probably sometime in maybe October, November. But
I didn't even know.
I was in backwoods driving with a bunch of buddies.
Oh,
yeah, it was really weird because
you told me about that.
Yeah, I was going to Binford for a rodeo.
Oh, nice.
yeah, you had someone in the back seat, some lady, I forget, she was pretty cool, but then no one actually saw anybody driving. So
Yeah.
we weren't sure if there was even a driver because you were in their passenger seat, right?
There was a driver, but he went a little off road. We went mudding through a cornfield with his truck.
Oh, shit.
It was
It definitely
That
looked like
John?
it was.
Yeah.
Oh, it was with John. Yeah.
It definitely looked like it was a little bouncy back there.
Yeah, the country roads are a little terrainy.
Crazy.
Well, guys, let's. Do you have your port?
Oh, what are we drinking now? Let them know what we're drinking.
So we're gonna crack open from Drecker, which I actually like, but I'm a sucker for blueberries, and this is a fluff stuff. This is a blueberry marshmallow pastry sour,
Nice.
and it is honestly like blueberry juice with a marshmallow
Nice.
finish.
This is what I just pounded.
What'd you just pound?
This on your camera, the blueberry Ellicottville.
Oh, this is good. Blueberry on blueberry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got the blueberry fluff.
Well, that was the first beer. Now we're on Genesee.
We're in sync, man. You
Unintentional.
guys, man. Toast to you guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. What a pleasure. This is amazing. Yeah, Alan. A pleasure.
There's Paul.
Oh, refreshing.
Damn, that's good, yo. Holy shit, that's good.
I told you it's blueberry juice. Marshmallow finish.
Good. Shout out to Dreckers.
That is something.
That's
Yeah.
delicious, right? Yeah, that's delicious. Holy. I love it.
So, Allan, Shannon,
Go for it.
how did your podcast start?
Oh.
Well, how did you guys meet? How did you guys meet? How do you know each other?
Let's start with how you guys met. Because Shannon, from listening to your guys' podcast, you're from Brooklyn, correct?
Right. Yeah.
I even remember you had your mom on the phone once.
Oh, my mom. Yeah, my mom was amazing. Shout out to Jennifer. Jennifer Shaw. She should be on TV. That's how amazing she is.
Nice.
She's a funny lady. She's got great energy.
Yeah.
Wow. Did we meet at the gym, Allan?
Yeah, Anytime Fitness.
Yeah, we met at Anytime Fitness here in Grand Forks, and just me and Allan are both people persons.
Yeah, we just started BSing chit-chatting away.
Yeah, we just started chatting one day, and next year,
Kind of worked out.
yeah, kind of worked out, and we just
We talked more than we actually worked out.
yeah, probably. And then we just we just see each other from time to time at the gym, and then he brought up that he drank beer, he liked craft beer, and I brought up that I like craft beer, and kind of like slowly I just had this thing in my brain like, man, maybe we should do a beer podcast.
Took a little bit of time.
Yeah, then I was like, I'm gonna ask Allan if he wants to do it, and then Allan said he was down, and then I don't know, it took us like a year to get there, right?
Yeah, we just never had time to sync up anything just to find where it would work.
It was during COVID too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was during COVID too. So we kind of like, we messed around with the idea of doing it for a good year and a bit. And then, and during COVID, I think we went through a lot of stuff mentally, we both definitely went through it. That always sounds good. Paul is drinking a Busch Light.
Oh yeah, I know that. Right.
The nectar.
It was strawberry bush, right?
It's a latte.
Yeah.
Wasn't strawberry bush last episode or something like that?
No. I know
You guys mentioned strawberries and you called it strawberry bush.
Yeah. I remember that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they make a strawberry bush for the summer because they just made peach, and I think that's done.
Yeah, they should make it.
Okay.
They should make it strawberry. They should call it strawberry bush.
Oh,
That'd be kind of actually awesome.
that's a terrible porn star name.
You know what? Strawberry bush.
Oh my god!
Hey, what are you drinking? Strawberry bush.
No, that's what you're eating.
You guys see me multitask over here, by the way?
I was just saying,
Yeah,
you record out nicely.
Yeah.
Paul's
Well,
up here.
She said.
Yeah, I just want you to know, when did your podcast officially started? What's the anniversary?
Do you remember when we started, Paul?
Well, you're on what, episode 28 right now?
25, 26, 25, 26, 26, 26. You know what? Unfortunately, you know what? We don't keep track of stats like that, Roman. We're horrible because we're probably too drunk all the time drinking beer.
I should turn their mics up
Honestly-
a little bit.
This one?
Honestly, it's good not to keep track of it because it's just another thing you got to worry about in your head. But it's something we do. Unfortunately,
We haven't made a year yet, I don't believe.
No, I think
Roman
we're
and Frank. We're coming up to a year.
I was going to say, I don't think we're too far apart because we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
we might be
And,
we might be 9 months due, like a
Yeah.
woman.
Like a baby.
We're due.
We're almost due. About to bust right in a second.
About to deliver the water break.
We're almost a year in. I'm sorry we don't know the exact
No, it's all good. I was just curious so that listeners can kind of get an idea, a little history of your podcast.
Yeah.
How the venture started, and I know you guys met at the gym, decided to do a podcast. But did you guys always thought of doing a podcast before, or there's just kind of an idea came up later when you guys talking
kinda
to
just-
each other?
We just talked about more and more stuff. We just started like, let's go out and about. Let's just have some fun. And just chit chat, have some beers, and see what happens. Then we eventually just kind of naturally popped up. Let's try it and see what happens.
Yeah, we did it. We used to go to like Starbucks and have like little meetings and stuff.
Yeah, we started
and write everything down.
Yeah, we just started making a bunch of stuff and just giving away to everyone.
And then we had to figure out a name. So we thought about like Bru Brothers, but
I went the German route to spell it out that way.
Yeah, Allan didn't want to do regular brew.
Yeah, because everyone else, it's going to get confusing.
Yeah, so we just did BRU. That's why we did BRU. And then Brothers was BRU. And it looks like bruh, but it's Bru Brothers.
Yeah, but you pronounce it awesome when you're drunk, like bruh.
Yeah, right?
Brother, give me your hand.
You know what? I've never released this, but I might release it for comedy. But I had some friends. One of my friends, she's a female. Her name is Michelle. She was actually hammered one day, and I recorded her saying, "Shout out to the Bru Brothers, man." I mean, it sounded like she said, "Bru Brothers, man." It sounded hilarious. I might put it on our story, because I don't want to put her out there too bad. But it's hilarious. And then another friend, Chad Jensen.
Yeah,
you know Chad Jensen. So Chad Jensen, I asked him to do a Bru Brothers shout out, and he's kind of a silly guy, so he just sat in front of a screen and he goes, "Brr, brr, brr, brr." That's what he did.
I mean, it's close.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it.
You should.
That's a laugh more when you see it, but
Dude, that would be funny.
so that's what we did. We just kind of decided. It was Allan's idea to go with the Bru Brothers with the U spelling. And
What a great partner to have at a podcast with the beer knowledge like Allan.
Yeah,
and I'm not. I know you know a bit as well, Shannon.
Oh, no,
I'm
he's way more
trying to downgrade it, but
we could downgrade it. We know who's the brains of the beer operation is, bro. Like
it's always entertaining. I'm like, oh, Allan's talking about beer. I wonder what he's gonna pull out of his ass this time.
Exactly.
That's gonna be intelligent, entertaining, educational, and I'm like, I love it. It's just like you always surprise me, Allan.
Yeah, no, thank you. I came from the nerd side of this. Like I came from bartending for over a decade, and then I went to apply for a liquor store. My buddy got me a job, so I worked for the largest liquor store in the area, and I started learning more about beer. And after running bars, And then I started learning about wine and all sorts of liquor. And then I started home brewing a little bit too. So it got really easy for me to figure it out. And after I started talking about that and brewing, I started telling people what flavors, how to buy beer and how to drink.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's the same with whiskey and tequila and all that too, especially with wine for me. Like I'm that nerd, like a level 2 Cicerone, level 1 wine sommelier.
So I'm sorry, you're level 2 Cicerone, you said?
Yeah.
So you're certified or
Yeah.
advanced? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then so I'm just at this first level, the CBS, but
Yeah.
I haven't had enough time to kind of get to the next level. It's pretty time consuming.
Yeah, it takes time. And I sat down, I had free time and I stayed up night just studying, I took the test on it, and the higher I got, I found out for me. So I work for McKinnon in Grand Forks here, and it's a Molson Coors house. So I got hired by them too after I switched from the liquor store side to the beer industry, and I got hired to sell their craft beer portfolio.
Ah, right. Well, it makes sense. So you're able to take that next level. You're already invested. I mean, you've already got this background knowledge. I mean, I came into it because I was a teenager once, and then and then we came in. We drank a lot. Like if we started like a business together, Bru Brothers and BrewsNBanter, we'd be like Bru Brothers Banter.
Oh yeah,
Sounds pretty good actually.
Brews Banter.
Yeah, Brews Banter.
Family from a distance.
Yeah, Brews Banter. No,
Isn't that the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
oh, you mean Brews Banter.
Brews Banter.
Brews Banter.
and Paul could be our celebrity baby.
Yeah, he's everybody's celebrity baby.
we keep saying Paul. We got to talk about Paul now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants to.
Oh yeah.
He's sitting there, and
Paul got thrown
I
into
gotta
this
say,
somehow.
Paul, I laugh my ass off when you bring sometimes cringy material, and Shannon's like, ugh. Paul, calm down. And I'm like, no, Paul, don't calm down.
It's always Bush Light. That's the cringy material.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off. When you guys were laughing at those kids in the mall at the window, I was driving at the time.
Oh yeah,
Man, that was
for
that
those
was
people
funny.
who don't know that we recorded in the Grand Cities Mall and
At this point, I think maybe that kid grew into his head.
Oh God.
there's like daycares here and everything. There's daycares here and all kind of stuff. Actually, there's these two ladies out there now. They're just looking at us. Hi, ladies. How you
Bring them in.
You know it's gonna get worse because it's
a beer?
Bring them in.
It's worse when it's getting warmer out and it's gonna be sundress weather soon.
Oh, yoga pants.
I'm asking the ladies if they want to drink. They said no. I was asking them.
They look like you're harassing them.
Not quite. I mean,
He's waving a beer. That's a sexual offense.
Yeah, really.
Asked them if they wanted to drink. I mean,
Offer them water or something, or like a
you know what?
lollipop or
They're
something.
not my type, so I'm just being
What,
nice.
80 isn't your type?
No, 80's not my type. I'm just.
Ooh,
They're pretty
false
easy.
teeth.
Is it
False teeth, huh?
Is it because they're pears, according to Paul?
Yeah, they're definitely. Well, they might be a little bit more than just a period, buddy.
Yeah. Like mashed potatoes.
I was gonna say raisins for fruit.
Oh, that's horrible.
Dusty.
You guys just started, Roman and Frank.
Raisins.
Alan's insulting people. He never does that. He's always like he always stays on the
I know.
other side. But
That's
okay.
that's the Somali am because those raisins were once grapes.
We
Fine wine. They just get better.
yeah. I like to say I'm aging like wine, not like milk.
All right.
I like to say that about myself.
when I was a teenager, I worked at the mall, and what my friend and I at the register did, we would keep these cards 0 to 9, and every time girls would walk by, we would grade them, and so we got busted once.
There's
No.
there's nothing wrong with that.
We didn't grade them. We just had an over or under.
Oh shit!
That's a wide range then, right?
You sit there with a thumb like, eh.
So you guys are interviewing us.
17 will get you 30.
You guys are in Syracuse, right?
Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
We are in Syracuse, New York. Correct.
Syracuse, New York. True story.
And,
True story. I was recruited by Syracuse. Jim Boeheim came to my house.
Oh, really?
He tried to recruit me in my house. Yeah,
That's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
my mother didn't like him though.
Oh,
He is.
Did he?
Why? He did.
what was it you didn't like about him?
I don't know. She just said, I don't think I like him. You know, I don't know. My mother's just like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just, he's not a handsome guy. So maybe it was that. I don't know. Jim Boeheim, but he's a legend. He's a legendary coach.
Now it's Adrian Autry. So
I know Adrian Autry very well.
yeah.
I know Adrian very well. I know Carmelo very well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did Conrad McRae go to Syracuse?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I know. Rad passed away though.
Yes.
Passed away super young. He had a heart attack, and that was pretty sad for us in New York City.
Yep. Oh, Derek Coleman, Fab Mello, everybody. Yeah.
Yep. Derek Coleman. I don't know Derek Coleman really well, but I do know Adrian very well. I do know Carmelo very well, and I knew Conrad probably better than all of them because me and Conrad played against each other in high school. I played for Westinghouse, and he played for Brooklyn Tech. So
did you play ball in college?
Yeah, I played at Long Island University in Brooklyn.
Okay. Yep.
Played Division I, II. I went to a couple of other schools. I traveled around. I was like on a tour, like a pirate, just transferring schools. You know, if there was a transfer portal back then, I might have been part of the portal.
Just Shanghai in the 70s.
I was in junior college in California, and then in Florida, and then I went back to New York City.
Yeah.
And then I was overseas for a little bit, Israel, Czech Republic, Luxembourg.
What brought you overseas?
Basketball.
Right?
Oh, basketball.
An airplane.
He said airplane.
and German
I played
beers.
Basketball overseas. I played basketball overseas for a little bit. So and then that was pretty much it. That's my career. I was a decent player. I was good. I was definitely on a Division I level, but I just took a different route.
How tall are you?
I'm about 6'7".
Oh shit! I didn't know it was that tall.
Yeah.
Because I'm about 5'7".
Oh, he's.
Without an erection. I'm taller with an erection, but not.
Oh, he's not taller than erection. Hey, there's some kids out here today. Look at the kids. Oh,
Hey, okay.
It's pajama day? That one kid has pajamas on, right?
You know what? It's pajama day every day for the daycare providers.
Oh.
Yeah,
really?
they
all
look
the girls that haul these kids around all day, they're always in their pajamas. And usually slippers too.
That's very
bonkers.
And then they wonder why they grow up and they're not important. I mean, but
I got to be honest here. I feel bad mentioning an erection, and then you're talking about kids in pajamas. It's fucking weird. I mean, I didn't have an erection because of the kids in
Shannon
pajamas.
always has the best timing.
I would say that was awkward timing.
He said he's taller with an erection, and I turned around and there's kids all over the place. Luckily, you're in Syracuse, so they would have definitely been sending the cops down here, like, "Hey, these kids around."
They were definitely
What the fuck is wrong with that?
We are at undisclosed location.
Yeah. So
I love it.
So what brought you
setup too? I love your studio setup.
Thanks, guys. It's not
That's really nice. Yeah.
not as impressive as yours, but
Not spacious for sure.
We lucked up, Roman, right? Alan, we lucked up. We lucked up with Paul. We just happened to get lucky because what I did was I bought equipment. Was going to do our podcast. I bought microphones. I got headphones. I got all this shit sitting at home. I bought all this stuff, and then I was walking through the mall, and I just happened to see the studio here, and I was like, I can't remember. Somebody told me about you, Paul. I can't remember who it was. Somebody just recommended, hey, it's a studio here. And then I came and chatted with Paul, and shit, we made it happen. And then I told Allan, and Allan's the type of guy, he's like, okay, I'm game.
Yep.
I'm in. Yeah, where's it at? I'll just show up.
Yeah.
And he did, and I guess it ended up being better than he thought it was.
I wasn't sure what to expect. I'm like,
Hey, I will gladly trade you for yours if you want to take the debt for mine.
we're good for now. We're looking for another place soon, but once we get there, it'll be we'll announce it. But we're excited to.
We probably couldn't actually fit Shannon in this fucking place right now.
Yeah, Shannon, your feet will be like
This is like a 10 by 10 room we're in right now.
Oh, really? Okay, it looks good though. It looks really good.
Yeah, thank you.
Set up well. They got the foam on the wall. Your logos on the wall. It's pretty cool. Who did your logo? We always wonder who did your logo.
So it was an AI generated thing, right?
I did a combination of AI and just software editing,
So Roman, was this when you had hair?
Yeah, that's true. That's when I had hair. I gotta say, honestly, recently I just completely shaved it off. I was sitting there on the couch and my wife and I were watching a show and she's like, you're going bald. And she saw some bald spots. I'm like, fuck this. It's coming off.
Don't worry, I'm bald too. I've shaved all mine off.
So
I don't have that problem. I got too much fucking hair.
Yeah,
we'll eventually update our logo, make me bald.
bald.
So I talked to Paul.
I have a program that can do that for you.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, like an aged logo program. Like, Brews and Banter in like 8 years or something.
Yeah, when you lose hair, when you're stressed. But I talked to Paul before we started.
Right.
You guys are lucky. He's very knowledgeable. He knows a lot about equipment. He showed me a picture of your guys' studio. It's awesome. I love what I like what you're doing there, Paul. And I appreciate, Paul, that you actually reached out before the recording. We did our test run. We talked about the gear we have, how we're gonna collaborate to help each other out with the recordings. And I really appreciate it. I wish more podcasters would do that.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's always last minute issues, right? Like there's always I can't get sound or something fucking wrong with the microphone or something. But
I text Paul earlier. I was like, okay, let me get hours ahead of this. I made sure that we could be in this position where we don't have any technical difficulties. So
hey, it's not over yet.
Well, we had an event at the Pork and Brew where we were recording outside. We were recording at the event, and that didn't go too well.
We had some hiccups.
Yeah, we had to go too well.
Yeah, but I think I got that figured out now too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is that you two or Paul's involved with the remote recordings also?
So we do all kinds of remotes for different businesses. So this is kind of like a rental studio, and then we have like sponsorships through different businesses and stuff with all of our different shows. And so we have a podcast that we can take on the go and set up. And one of the big things that we always have a challenge with is trying to get an internet connection. So now I think I figured it out. So for your guys' knowledge, if you're ever going on location, get a cheap Wi-Fi router. And then tell the business ahead of time that you want an Ethernet connection. Have that Wi-Fi router create your own individual, whatever it is, the WPN or
the VPN.
Yeah, no, not a VPN. No. Just your own individual Wi-Fi through the router, and then you can connect that just directly into your computer or whatever. So you don't have to just try to go through like the public Wi-Fi and the building itself.
So these are live events?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because we're recording on DJI, and we've got
we haven't done
a Zoom 6.
We haven't done live. Everything is pre-recorded, edited, then published. We'll eventually get into live because we want to go to events and just set up our tent and just have people at the event kind of sit down and chat about what they're thinking about the beer they're having, or what are their thoughts about this event, and just kind of people circulating and talking to us, and basically live coverage of events. And there's like insurance stuff involved behind it, so logistics. But we're talking about this, and I'd like to bring up business part of it. Obviously, we're not making living off of this podcast. any podcaster would tell you, it costs money. We're wasting. We were spending a lot of money to run
wasting.
Let me rephrase this.
That's about right. Wasting. All right.
You guys are talking about football. Roman can talk, but I just got to get another beer here. Let me just show you that.
Throw me one too. And we're spending a lot
of Lions fan.
Oh yes, sir.
Oh well, congratulations on finally winning in the season.
Yeah, just winning one game was a fucking bonus.
I know it's been tough for you guys.
Do you guys have long goals to grow your podcast as expand your business? And how is your business venture as a podcast going?
So for the most part, terrible.
as everybody else.
Just to be honest, we're just trying to we're getting our feet wet. Me and Allan we're discussing on opening up a store so we could sell some products.
I'm trying to get locals. I'm trying to get more sponsors. Trying to find more sponsors for everything. So
it's hard, man. It's
so hard to get recognized as because all the ones that are like everybody's like, oh, there's so much money in podcasting. Yeah, if you're a celebrity already,
if you got money already, then
absolutely.
If you're not a name, you got
like New Heights with the Kelsey brothers, right?
Yeah,
those guys are already popular, so they're popping. So
did you see they just sold their podcast for like $140 million or something like that?
Yeah. That was
What fuck number? Yeah.
So does that mean they get that's so much money they got, and so they're gonna do their podcast for 140 million? Now?
Yeah, it's like the Joe Rogan did. Like he was doing his podcast and he sold
like weekly or whatever,
twice a week or whatever.
However much their contracts need to do.
Well, proud to those guys, man. Listen, but if somebody's gonna give you that money because you're popular and you're popping, then I say go for it, take it. Right?
I'd rather listen to Jason over Kels or Travis in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no, Jason.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
See, the thing with me is that, so I'm in the wrong town because this is like such a small community.
Right.
But my plan is that I want to be more like a real estate agent for podcasting.
Right.
You know, so having a rental studio where people can come in, and then the more that I can get, the bigger I can get, the more I can expand into other cities, and
Right.
you know, and then just be an owner and have like regional managers, district managers that are all operating podcast studios around the United States.
Exactly.
But nobody knows even about us because we're in Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Yeah.
You know, Paul, if you take Shannon's advice, decal your RV and then designate one of the rooms as a podcast in your RV in this studio on wheels, man.
So you've seen my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Only shaggin' wagon. It's the shaggin' wagon.
Oh yeah, that's right. OnlyFans.
I'm all about that. Hey, listen. I come from an advertising background, like advertising, putting stuff out there. You know, I used to be like one of those people who work for companies where you do guerrilla advertising in New York City, where you put posters all over the cities and stuff.
Yeah, you just litter everything.
Yeah, just basically littering everything. So. But these days, now you're on the internet. You know, everybody's on the internet. What do you do? I mean, like I don't know. How do you get paid as people who are not known? You know, because we're nobodies. You know,
You just you put your brand up there with a OnlyFans feed pics.
Oh shit.
Well, you're somebody to us, Shannon. You guys.
Oh, thank you.
You know, and you mentioned like these people that are famous. I mean, they don't know fuck all about a podcast.
No.
They just decide they want to start one tomorrow, and instantly they got like
Boom.
fucking 10,000 subscribers. It's really. It's a kick in the cock for us, but like we got to deal with it, right?
All they're really doing is they're
Shitting
taking
on the
their
little guys, right?
Yeah,
well,
they're taking their following from one platform to the other.
That's
Whether
smart.
it was, millions of people who like to watch their show, and now they're like, I have a podcast. You now have all these millions of people that you lose a percentage. Not everybody is interested in podcasts, but you get a good bit. People transfer over, and now they listen to a podcast. But the challenging part is recognition is one, but marketing and learning how to get out there, use the right channels, and do like this, like interviews, like exposing each other.
No.
Easy there.
You got to rephrase it. I'm not exposing anybody.
Pause.
I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make $20.
Yeah, right.
$20
telling you.
$20 is $20.
$20 is $20.
Well, here's the key to this interview. I'm hoping that like somebody in the beer industry sees this interview and thinks that we're both cool, and maybe they want to do a side deal with us where we become sponsor their products. Their products are on our table while we're talking all the time about other beer, but just something to make some revenue. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yep.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, and the same. We're looking. We don't have it. I mean, you guys mentioned. I think you had some sponsor or something. We don't have anybody, right. and that's okay. I mean, we knew this going in that it's going to be. We got some pretty high end stuff and just stuff we decided to do as far as equipment goes, and we realize it's going to be a process. But obviously we'd like to make some money somewhere. So we're with you guys. Even if we had to do some sort of collaboration partnership where we talk like we do, and you guys make fun of people in the mall and however.
And you guys are both married, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. So you and Allan and Paul have something in common.
You're a freelancer.
You guys are not having no sex. I just get it. That's a joke. That's a joke because not every married couple doesn't have sex. We know that. We're just joking.
You're 100% that we're not having sex during the podcast.
That'd be only fans, but yeah.
With each other, we're not doing that.
Whoa.
It's called Only Beers After Dark.
Only beers after dark. That'd be right.
That's a different. That's a different channel.
Yeah. It's called Who's in My Mouth?
Yes,
After dark.
I need you to talk to me twice.
Depends on how much you drink. It could be what's in my mouth.
I know. Hey, I know you guys are answering the questions, but Allan just cracked open another beer.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
What do you open?
So we got another one that came from Junkyard this time from Moorhead, and it's called Terminal Delight. It's a blackberry lime cream soda sour.
So you guys got a favorite type, like stout, IPA, sours? What's going on?
I'm all over the board. Like I can dabble everything, but like I'm more of a fan. Like the more I've been in this industry, the more I've started to like. I've fallen more in love with like lagers and back to dark beers more than I have with my hazies and my West Coast. Like my first love is always the West Coast IPA, which I grew up with, but lagers and stouts after that for me.
Yeah. Well, myself, stouts, barrel aged for sure. That's what I like. I prefer the dark stuff.
Yeah.
Not because I'm black, but I just prefer the dark stuff.
High percentage.
Yeah.
I'm a high percentage. I like, but I really love lagers a lot. That's if I had a beer to go to besides stouts, it'd be a lager. I like porters, of course, because it's dark. And you know what? The occasional sours, certain ones like this fluff stuff, is amazing.
Yeah.
So the occasional sours, something that's not too flavory, got too much syrup in it. I don't like that.
The puree.
Yeah, I don't like too much puree in it, but stouts, dark beer is my best beer. I love dark beer.
Sure.
For me, it's usually my 15th or 16th Busch Light.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And you're still only at collectively like 8% alcohol.
Yeah.
After
It's getting you there fast.
Paul will get there. He'll get there.
he's in it for the long haul.
But hey, Busch Lights do work because me and Paul went out one day and we were drinking. I drink dark beer. He's drinking Busch Lights. And then he said he'd meet me later, and he disappeared and never came back. So I guess sometimes the Busch Lights do add up, right?
Oh, yeah.
I hope he wasn't your ride.
No, he wasn't my ride, but I was waiting for him to come back. He's supposed to meet me at somewhere else. And then he texted me like hours later, and he goes, "Oh, I guess I fell asleep."
Yeah, we got an Anheuser-Busch brewery right here in our hometown.
Oh, nice.
And there's something, I apologize because I wasn't prepared for it, but there's something that they do specifically here that they don't do anywhere else in the country. And I don't know what line that is, or, I mean, because it's not, I mean, the production of their beers, there's obviously a big line of beers they sell. But I think here is the only one they produce, one of the offerings is this is the only place they produce it.
I think what I've understood with Anheuser, they do the same thing with like every place they're in per region or whatever region they're in. Like I know down on the coast, they have one where they use there's some that have they use beechwood. And it gives a little aroma, like an aromatic beechwood, like coastal feel.
Okay.
I know that's in California or like Texas. There's more I know there's some that have a little bit of smokiness to it.
Okay.
Because it's kind of barbecue area.
Right.
That's incredible marketing if that's what they do.
So in North
because it makes
Dakota, they
sense.
probably use
Snow.
pear-shaped stuff. I don't know, pears maybe.
Kiwis.
So in New York, I mean, I don't know if you guys, well, maybe Shannon knows, but Northern New York anyway, we've got, I guess, what's considered the best tasting water in the country.
Yeah.
So it makes it very good for brewing, and that's, I don't know where you guys are as far as how many breweries are in North Dakota, but there's over 500 craft breweries.
Close to 500
in New York.
In New York, actually in Brooklyn, where I'm from, I just live right down the street from Grimm Ales.
Okay, yeah.
I live Grimm makes great beer. I live literally it's right. Like when I say it's down the street, the building used to be like a factory when I was growing up. It was one of those buildings that me and my friends used to go into and vandalize, the building. We were little vandals. They had those little conveyor belts, the conveyor belts where with the wheels on them.
Yep.
We used to get in boxes and shit. We used to break it late at night and then
pushed around on it.
Yeah, and just get pushed around into little conveyor belts, and then the cops would come with a security guy, some Middle Eastern guy. Dude, get out there, my friend. Get out there, you kids, and chase us off or whatever. And we just used to fuck around. But that used to be that whole area in Brooklyn and Greenpoint used to be a really not so nice place. That's where the Italians used to leave all the dead bodies and everything. We used to see dead bodies in cars often in that area. But that's where Grim Mills is at. Grim Mills is in a spot where it used to be like a lot of like factory stuff, and now it's like a really nice neighborhood, you know?
Well, and now that like New York, it's been in like 20 years. They've been updating and revamping and changing the whole industry up there with like the brownstone, getting more brownstones. You get more of the hipsters in there, but they bring more business, even though not many people, they're not fan favorites of a lot of people, but they bring business and they bring stuff to the table that need to be there, but just can't let them try to push you around.
Do you guys have a favorite brewery up in Syracuse there?
Yeah, there's a couple. Like my favorite, it's not Syracuse. It's a couple hours away. It's Southern Tier.
Oh, I love Southern Tier. It's one of my favorite places, man.
It's so we've not been to the brewery yet. We know someone that we're gonna meet with, but as far as their beer goes, I like their beer. But there's a bunch of different breweries we like for sure. I mean, like we're trying to stay away from larger places.
Right.
But there's one particular brewery that we're really fond of. They're opening a new brewery here in the next 2 months.
Nice.
Yeah, locally started small, and then it's just their beer is, the taste is like always on point.
They self-distribute.
They self-distribute. You take a sip of their beer, and all these like rich flavors, like as if they're like in line, and just like you like bang, 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 bang. Like
what is it called again?
Grow Brewing Company. Grow, GROW.
I'm such a big fan of Southern Tier. Mm-hmm. I know that Southern Tier, the Southern Tier is hooked up with, they're in a line with other breweries. You know that, right? It's like 3 or 4 of them that have banded together. Mm-hmm. So 6 Points. Have you heard of 6 Points?
Yes.
6 Points in Brooklyn and Southern Tier. And it's 2 other breweries. They're all like in cahoots together because they felt like they were bigger as a group to grow bigger.
Yeah, but so it's like a beer co-op. Is that what it is?
That's what it is. Yeah.
So you'll see more. You'll start seeing more like that. Like they formed an alliance together because the economy is just going to crap, and the more they merge together, the more they have a better chance to keep their distribution alive, and they can partner up and grow at a better pace and not cut a lot of corners to save their ass on everything. Well, Squatters and Wasatch just burned out. They're done. But they were part of an alliance with Cigar City. It was Squatters, Cigar City, Oscar Blues, and one other one. But they were majority bought by a bunch of lawyers out of, I think, Boston because they were beer lovers.
Right.
And they picked them up for distribution. But Wasatch is now faded out of existence.
Cigar City is out of Tampa, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Oscar Blues is out of Colorado.
Right. No. I love it.
So they do this for buying power? Is that what it is? Like they're going to try to... why are they doing this together?
They do more on the side for the fact that it helps them stay alive. But when you get outside people that want to help the industry, like these guys that were lawyers, they bought in so they could help keep them alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And give them more equity to push the boundary of what they wanted to do and
sure
maybe grow more as what they wanted.
Some deep money. Yeah.
We actually covered this on one of our podcasts that more breweries are merging for that purpose to survive. I think Anchor Brewing out of San Francisco was like a wake-up call for other brewers that here's a brewery that's over 100-some years old.
Yeah,
I think 125 or 127.
The Maytag Repairman started that one back up.
Yeah.
And I think
did they go out of business again?
Yeah, they went. They kept alive, but then they finally bowed out and they diminished everything.
Yeah, but I heard. I am a big Southern Tier fan. I don't know. They just make a lot of flavor stuff. They make a lot of great stuff.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm big into the. I like a lot of fruited beers.
Yes.
And I know Alan's a big hazy fan, but I used to drink a ton of IPAs before this. We started doing this thing a year ago, me and Roman. We had some lactose. It was basically like drinking, cold sperm.
Oh yeah,
that's tough for me.
Fair way to describe that one.
That's tough for me.
It's funny.
I'm concerned, Frank, that you tasted cold sperm, or you said you?
No. Me and Allan compared notes. He told me.
No, he didn't.
I'm not supposed to tell you, so
What's going on here with these guys? I don't know what's going on around here.
It's product knowledge. You're not in the You're not in the know yet. Product knowledge.
So it was RNR or RAR.
RAR. Yep.
RAR. They do the Star Wars theme once, and the one we had was Yoda on it, and I called it Yoda's breast milk.
Oh shit!
It was like color of our light blue wall.
There you go.
And it's creamy, and I was like,
it was like Smurf cum. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I was looking at Frank, and I'm like, man, I don't think I can do this. We got to cut this off and like switch beers or something.
We cracked the beer, and it's coming out of the beer. Like you open it, and it's like foaming up. Like we didn't shake this. It's like it's actually ejaculating. It's fucking weird.
So I've made shots called Smurf cum, and then I actually there's I think Record made a beer that looked like Smurf cum coming out of the can. It was just so disturbing. I'm like, both these things are high foaming.
You know what? There's I don't know if you guys ever see it, but there's a brewery online. I think they're called Ardit Theory, and they're out of Virginia. And all their beers are high in lactose, and every beer is like a different color. Have you heard of them?
I've not heard of them.
No.
You know what? I'll tag you guys in something.
Okay.
But all their beers are like super like thick and creamy.
That's like 450 north out of Illinois.
Yeah, this thick and creamy. I'll say they're in Virginia, but I mean the beers look like they probably will be good, but they all look pretty damn heavy. Like if you drink them,
Yeah.
Speaking of beer, whatever you gave me here, this is also amazingly delicious.
Yeah, this is the Junkyard from Moorhead. Yeah. This is that Terminal Light, the Blackberry Lime.
Oh, this is
and it's got that.
Too bad you guys aren't here because this is some really, really good stuff.
Yeah, this has that nice cream soda as finish, like that little bit of fizziness and that little vanilla flavor on the backbone.
Oh, they got to keep it cold.
Yeah,
I would love to send them something.
Where are they located?
They're on the Minnesota side, right when you get over the river, and they're just a couple blocks down the road, maybe a mile.
But now they have they also have one in West Fargo.
Yeah, they opened a second facility in West Fargo just so they could. It's a loophole they got around with because they can't have two facilities. So one of the guys had his wife. It's under her name for the business, so they could have their brewery and facility in North Dakota. So they can carry around more throughout the state.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of fucked up weird laws. I mean, New York is weird laws for everything other than fucking beer. But like I know you guys said you can't sell your beer on tap with someone else's beer, but then bottle your beer if it's the same thing, and vice versa. Like
it's a weird Wild West state out here. I don't understand the amount of red tape we have to jump through to get any product in this state when we're like the last to get everything good.
Yeah.
I fully would like every door open possible to let a lot of stuff in here, but the restrictions are so stupid on like the smallest things. Like,
well, it's like what asshole just decided like, hey, I'm just going to restrict your business so you can't make money.
Yeah.
Like some guy's
so
in a room and he's just like, you know what? How can I really fuck this guy over?
Yeah. I think the state can benefit as well. I mean, I think the tax revenues will go high, much higher, and they'll give people opportunities to be like, you know what, I want to open a brewery. So you got, more locations, more brewers popping up. So as far as like taxes goes, I don't know why state will create all those restrictions. It just makes no sense.
And it's an old boys club around here, and a lot of them are very uptight and like strict. They like playing the short game.
Oh yeah,
and the long game is not their thing because they don't like making money. They want it quick and easy.
It's definitely a good old boys club here.
Yeah.
They never want to let like some new blood in. You know what I mean? It's horrible. Like that's
unfortunate.
The same old guys running their town. It's like, come on, give somebody else a chance.
And yet the new people have a lot of good fresh ideas, but like they don't think it works because they're too afraid to try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evolution is tough to buy into, but necessary.
Yeah.
We were recently in New Orleans and we interviewed somebody from Urban South Brewery.
Oh, nice.
And they have this law that you cannot self-distribute. Your beer has to be distributed through a distribution center. Well, what are the laws in your area?
Same, right?
No, you're open to do whatever you want in this state.
Oh yeah.
You're only bound by rules when you hit per brewery, when you hit over X amount of barrels per year, like for going from like different size breweries from micro to nano and like regionals. It depends on the same size of the like how many barrels you produce every year. You can sign on immediately if you want just to get yourself out there, but if you don't have enough to keep on hand, you're kind of like never going to get ahead of the game. But it's easier once you get over that certain number of barrels. You have to sign to a distributor because that's the law that's written into a lot of the states around here, and I think it's nationally too. Like you have to sign on once after a certain number.
I see. So once you reach that distribution level, that has to be done through a distributor.
Yep. You can, so like in Minnesota too, and around here, you can self-distribute if you want to still, like depending on whose territory is available, you can choose to go where you want. If you don't want to sign on to a distributor, like ours in town here, Half Brothers, they didn't sign on to a distributor, and they're like some of their beers are in like Nebraska or like
I've been there.
Or for like the Frozen Four down there, or like you go way over to Dickinson, they're not signed on to a distributor. Like we're the master distributor for them in this state, so everyone for distributor has to come and pick their beer up from us, unless like there's certain areas that they can't get out to, and then they have to go themselves, the brewery.
Yeah,
that's interesting. It's interesting how each state varies with their laws when it comes to breweries and alcohol distribution.
Yeah, and like Minnesota, like a lot of the breweries can self-distribute within their area of the state if they want to. They don't have to sign unless they want to get outside of the area, like to bigger regions.
Yeah. And what's the Sunday law for Minnesota?
You can
at a brewery you can't buy a certain amount of beer on Sundays.
You can only buy. I think you can only buy I think they lifted where you can buy what you want now. Like, but I think you might be limited to X amount still. But you can purchase stuff just now. Before then, it was like you can't get anything on Sundays from breweries.
I think I was in St. Cloud. I wasn't able to buy.
Yeah,
I wasn't able to buy something. They wouldn't let me buy. I wanted to buy more than 8, and they wouldn't let me buy more than.
Yeah, I think it was like a 6-pack or so, and then. But other than that, no brewery was available to like do anything except for like a couple off sale, or like you had to go to a liquor store.
Yeah,
that's really weird with a quantity limit. I mean, I don't know, whatever.
Who distributes the Southern Tier here?
That's Dakota Sales. That's the Bud House.
Yeah, we do get some decent. We get the brulee, the
creme brulee.
Creme brulee.
We didn't get any this year from them, but we just got Warlock and the Vanilla Scoop.
Vanilla Scoop. Yeah,
fucking Warlock. We did a podcast with them. We had many of those.
Yes, I love
before
Halloween. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, it's even an angry looking bottle, right?
Yeah, the pumpkin stout, the chocolate and the pumpkin and everything. It's wild how well that works.
Yeah,
they do a good job. I like them.
Yeah, Alan. So, what do you do for a living?
So, I work for a beer company in town. So, I work for Miller Coors. And so I do all the craft beer side, but I also get to go to a bunch of different towns in my area and set up like beer tap takeovers, or try to build beer festivals or beer dinners. Like, so I like to sit down with some chefs and pair beers with whatever they want to make, so we can sit and think of how to make like a 5 to 6 course meal.
I want to talk about that really quick. Not to interrupt you. I apologize. So last few episodes, I've been asking questions like, somebody needs to start pairing food with certain beers. I don't hear too much of that.
Right.
I think someone with your knowledge,
because I think it's fun, because I'm a fat kid at heart.
Yeah.
And it's part of the Cicerone program, so you really have some insight knowledge on that.
Yep. And so like I've gotten decent enough where my palate has, like, if I sit down and I'm not just in the mood to drink, I'll sit down and break a beer. I'll break a beer apart piece by piece and see what I can find from start, middle to finish, and what the aroma is going to change from when it gets colder to a little bit warmer.
Nice.
I mean, the only thing I pair is cigars with beer.
I like my cigars quite a bit too.
I do mostly porters and stouts with cigars, especially like bourbon aged stouts or porters. Those
like
go
Lexington Brew we just did.
Those go great with cigars.
Oh yeah.
Shannon likes his pears too.
I don't know what Paul's talking about. He sometimes says things that are just way off key. I don't understand why he does that.
I think he meant Shannon likes his women in pairs.
Oh, that's good.
Women in pairs. Wow.
Oh, wait.
That's
a nice rebuttal.
That's gonna get me in a lot of shit. Oh, you like your women in pairs, huh? Oh, fuck, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Just make sure if they're twins, they're both pairs, not one pair in the peach.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to pair with a stem. That's weird.
You know what? Do guys really have like those? Do guys really have like those twin fantasies, like doing it with two twins? Like is that a real thing?
Yes.
That is.
Yes, that is a real thing.
You just got to make sure you remember the names.
Damn it! You know
why does it matter? You can just. How do they know which one you're talking about?
I missed the boat because my first kid, who's in New York City, my daughter Dominique, she's 30. She's from a twin, right? And then my last two kids are from a twin too. See, I just missed the boat. Like I could have just been on some one of the twin powers to activate.
I disagree because if like there was like some magical moment in my life where like you got to hook up with two girls, why would I want them to look the fucking same?
True.
I think that's a porn genre.
Well, because if you drank enough and you see double, that's like 4 of them.
Fair enough.
Threesomes are overrated. Threesomes are overrated.
Well, if there's only one girl,
You're drunk enough you could think 3.
Yeah, right. You might be seeing 3, right?
If there's only one girl.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, hey, listen, when you play basketball, things just happen to you just on a regular,
Oh yeah,
you don't have to work for it. That's nice.
it's a perk.
You know what? Listen, I'm telling you right now, guys think, here's a question. You ready?
uh-oh.
When you're in a relationship, and guys, we have this thing where we always ask our girl for a threesome. And a lot of girls, some women will be like, you know what? I'm going to bring him another girl, right? But my question is, what if you do that?
No.
And your woman says,
No.
I like another guy.
No. I said no 4 times before this question.
You got what you wanted. How come I can't get what I want? We are, you know what, men? We are selfish pieces of shit, okay?
Okay, first off, the minute if I were to ask a woman if I could bring another girl into the bedroom, it would be immediately like, she'd be like, fuck you.
No, you don't have to ask.
I'm out.
No. What if she brings it up? She goes, you know what?
Oh, she brought it up?
Yeah, I'd like to bring my girlfriend, I like to bring somebody, blindfold you, honey, and me and a friend is going to just wham, bam.
So now we're playing again another game of who's in my mouth?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Right.
Either way, it's an after hours trap.
Right. So I'm just saying, but if your woman does that for you, but then your woman wants another guy, you're not going to do it, right?
I think you got to be.
No, nobody's doing that.
You can't be. How come it's good for us but not good for them? That's fucking.
I know what kind of weird Brooklyn shit this is, but this is not.
I'll tell you what, Shannon.
Hey, you know what?
Shannon, I have another one.
I'm gonna tell you when it happened. Years ago at City College in New York City, I went to a party and it was a great fucking party. And guess whose party it was? Sean Puffy Combs. Okay.
Oh, you know what's happening there, right?
Get you.
He had that early bad boy for life syndrome.
No,
you're part of the lawsuit.
No, you don't understand. See, back then it was Puffy. The guy who's on trial now is Diddy. I don't know that guy. I know Puffy, but I don't know Diddy. Who the fuck is Diddy?
I know what Diddy. You know what Diddy is? Diddy is Diddler.
Yeah.
You know what?
This is the same thing as Kanye changes his damn name to
Ye. Yeah. But, hey, I don't know. Listen, I don't know Diddy, but I know Puff Daddy. Okay, and Puff Daddy, he could party his ass off. But there's too many people at the party to like kind of like for any freaky deaky shit to happen. But I could say this. At a Puff Daddy party, I did meet quite a few ladies, and I did have quite a good time after the party. But I wasn't with Diddy though, and he wasn't in the room. And
not that you can remember.
Yeah, that you know of.
I can remember.
He's got the cameras hidden somewhere.
And I definitely wasn't. No, it was a public party. It was at a college, so he couldn't pull that off at a college. And
it was a colonoscopy camera.
When he became Diddy, that's when he became Diddy. He had parties in his house. And he had cameras in his house. He'd do all this weird shit. I remember Puff Daddy. The Puff Daddy parties was the shit in New York, and it was mostly in clubs.
I was so confused on this because at first when I saw all this, I thought it was Kanye. Because he's one that's always in the news about doing like weird stuff.
Did you become that guy?
No, I'm saying just
no. You know what you're saying. You know what it sounds like to the Brews and Banter's audience too. You know what it sounds like. It sounds like you're saying all black people look alike.
Oh, come on.
That's what it sounds like.
No, that's what I heard, Paul. I mean, I heard the same thing, Paul.
I thought it was
you guys suck.
I thought it was Kanye. No, Kanye and Diddy don't even look alike.
I thought it was Kanye in the news, not P Diddy.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it was Al. I thought it was Al Roker
going through all that heat with all this other stuff, and then it was like, oh, and now he has allegations of like all this stuff. And then I read it, and I was like, oh wait,
Kanye got a
P Diddy, not Kanye.
Yeah, he said P Diddy.
This is what fucking Bush Light does to you, right?
This is what Bush Light does to you. Bush Light,
strawberry Bush.
How you thinking some weird
strawberry Bush Light?
Strawberry Bush Light. It was Kanye who's drinking that.
Yeah.
Speaking of sex scandals, Drake's up next.
I thought it was Al Roker we were talking about.
Drake, leave Drake alone. Drake is a good rapper, man. Drake's the best rapper on earth after Jay-Z.
Guys, I just want to say we opened a new beer, and this is kind of an iconic beer for.
What's it called?
So let's see if Alan knows about this.
All right, Alan, have you heard of Haberle Brewing Company?
Haberle.
No.
So this is interesting. So sorry, Roman, I don't mean to.
No, go ahead.
But there's Anchor Brewing, who is the oldest craft brewery, and then there's Yingling, who is as old as they are, whatever.
Of course.
But Haberle's got a different story. So they're right here in Syracuse, they're right here in Syracuse.
Oh.
Haberle was opened in 1857.
What?
And they survived through Prohibition, and later on sold their interest to Rochester. But Haberle Brewing
in the 1960s.
Yes. Haberle Brewing Company is one of the oldest beers, I think, in the country, and they are coming back.
Oh,
so this is their premium stock lager. An interesting story. So we interviewed one of the owners of the brewery, and he said for many years what they've been trying to do is replicate the yeast from their original beer.
This is the geeky part. So
there are a lot of Haberle memorabilia you can buy on eBay.
Yeah.
And actually, a friend of my friend's mom was friends with them, the family. They lived across the street, and she has all these Haberle memorabilia like trays and signs and cups and things like that. So people actually own Haberle beer that has not been opened for sale on eBay. So this owner, Patrick, he purchased some and was able to submit the beer to some lab. And just recently, when they lost all hope, a lab came back and said, we were able to bring that yeast. We recovered the yeast, original yeast that was used back in 1800s. Wow. And now they're using that yeast to brew beer. It's amazing story.
Wow.
Yeah, we're really big into that story thing, but so we called it reverse engineering. Like I said, reverse engineering. But like it's a cool family owned thing. It was a huge brewery, and this is because you guys are talking about lagers. That's what this is, and it's a premium lager. But it's a great story with Patrick and his family.
You've heard of Congress beer?
Yeah,
of course.
So they're our original Congress beer owners.
Oh, really?
They're the ones who developed Congress beer. If you look at the history on this brewery, they are the one. We actually did you buy one of those glass beers from?
I've got probably 6 or 8 glass bottles of the original Congress beer that I bought for this memorabilia.
Yeah, off of eBay.
So we have an Alcohol of Fame. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that.
Wow.
Awesome. We're running like this little museum that's slowly building up.
I like it. Yeah.
Like extremely slow. Like
yeah. So of course we had to enter Haberle in it. But with this new beer, I wanted to do a toast to you guys and really to thank you over this short time we've known each other. But this is our first time actually speaking to each other on the podcast. You guys been giving positive feedback to us and said a lot of nice things about us, our podcast. So I just want to say thank you and raise this beer to you, to your team, to people behind the scenes as well. And so cheers, guys.
Hold on, let me get a picture of you. Let me get a picture of them raising their beers. Hold on a second, guys. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Cheers, guys.
Roman.
Well, this is all. What the best thing about this is all genuine.
Yeah, like it's y'all make it easy. Y'all made it easy. Y'all made it easy when y'all reached out. And I think Alan started talking to you guys first. And then
that beer looks like it has a really good color to it.
It does. It does have good color.
It's a nice hopper.
This is a 5.3 ABV. I mean, so I think they're actually looking for a place. They want to open a brewery again. Like, I mean, so we talk about Anchor and Yuengling, but I mean, this is literally 15 minutes from us if they were to open back up. So like, you'd have the oldest brewery in the U.S. ever, like here. And sorry to get on this little side piece of things, but a lot of what me and Roman do is the history of things, and we go interview breweries. We get the story. We want to hear about people and see their facilities. So, again, another side note, but this is why we're interested in it. But we appreciate you guys dealing with us, talking about it.
Yeah, because I know for us, like for me, for the beer side, for distribution, we used to carry Anchor Steam Brewing before anything, and now coming 25 for us, we're going to start getting Yuengling up in the Midwest finally. Because it just reached Kansas and Nebraska and Oklahoma.
Pilsner.
Yeah, Yuengling's good beer. We had some of that earlier today. We had Yuengling Flight. It's just again another little 4.2% lager or something like that. But that's the easy drinking stuff. And like you said, this is good color from Haberle.
Oh yeah, I can from here. It just stands out as a nice light copper.
Yeah,
it's got a beautiful. I'm guessing like it laces really nice. The hue is great on it.
Yep.
Probably just nice and clean on the finish. I'm guessing too.
Yeah, you can see it kind of go right down the glass
is.
there.
And it's really every sip. It's like you enjoy through from beginning to the end.
Nice.
All the tastes, and we travel through the country and try to reach other breweries as well.
And maybe North Dakota soon.
And I will put that in my notes to keep that in mind to make sure we bring some of this beer to you if we ever make it out that way. Well, you know what? No, we will make it out that way.
Should.
Just a matter of time, and we'll stay in touch. I think it's great what you guys are doing.
And of course, you're welcome out here as well. Like, I mean, is your mom still in Brooklyn?
Of course. Yeah, of course. I usually go home a couple times a year, so I'll probably go home again soon. But yeah, Syracuse is it's an easy train ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's 4.5, 5 hours maybe.
Yeah, it's just 5 hours. It's not very far.
How far is Syracuse from Buffalo?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, just 2 hours away. Yeah.
So we'll be there. We'll be there next week.
We're going there. I know some breweries out there that they're a little bit smaller, but they're really nice out there.
Yeah.
There's a girl I follow on social media. Her name's the Beer Brat. I know she's from Buffalo. She's everywhere out there, and she's pretty fun, and she does a lot of fun stuff with breweries and whatnot, and everywhere.
That's something we've been doing. When we travel somewhere, we try to reach out to some of our followers on Instagram and be like, hey, we're going to be in an area, we're interviewing a brewery. Would you like to join us? Or if they work for a brewery, like we did with Urban South, Amber, she's one of our followers, and we reached out to her. She's taproom manager, and she did a sit down, did a tour with us of the brewery. Nice. It's tough. I mean, when you're flying, Paul, you can only bring so much equipment. Yeah. With your clothes too, you know what I mean? So we were limited on.
Who needs clothes?
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah. But it was nice of her to take the time off. Especially, you guys know how difficult it is to schedule things with people and just to follow through with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But so we'll be going to Buffalo. We're interviewing Big Ditch and doing a tour and interview with them. So we also reaching out to people out in Buffalo to see if we can squeeze in another small brewery or a follower on Instagram who's like a big enthusiast. Yes. Maybe just join us for beer, anything. Just
come through,
just to reach out. Yeah.
But enough about us, really, right?
Yeah. Sorry, this isn't about us.
I know.
Let's talk about you guys. What you got going on? What's happening? What's new?
I know for me, for my side of the industry, from working, I wanted to get like what you guys do. I want to get more of our distributors from a lot of the breweries I work with, and I'd like to get out to some of them. It's just, again, it's a timing thing, but like the best one I have to work with is Fulton from Minneapolis, and they're my ride or die brewery. They're one of my ride or dies. Like I'll bend over backwards and do whatever I can to grow them as much as I can.
Oh.
Yep.
Like there's the rule,
like no blue pills, right?
There's a rule of Fulton. So if there's one in every city like that deals with Fulton Brewing, there's a ride or die person in every city.
We need a pause button, right? like a pause button.
Yeah.
Like when you say some shit that's really pausable.
Yeah.
Like the way he said it with such passion, right? I'll bend over backwards for them, right? So it's the button that has to go pause. What's that say?
Should say mute.
Paul, do you have that little button where you can like talk to them, where like they like me and Roman can't hear you, but they can Shannon and Allan can hear you?
Well,
I think Shannon has that on his board.
Yeah, he was killing mics. Yeah, the mics are right here on the board here.
There's something we have there that like someone can talk to us.
It's like a talk. Okay. I think Shannon, you probably have that on your board where you can press that button where you can talk to everybody.
You can turn it off. You can turn the mic off, and I can talk to you. And
We're actually 10 minutes from Fulton, New York. So
yes,
it's not Fulton Brewery, but it's Fulton, New York.
Yeah, and Fulton, man. Allan introduced me to all these people. So I've met some people, a lot of people through Allan, and some relationships I built on my own. Mm-hmm. Just got relationships, but Fulton is probably our go-to brewery.
Yeah, and then after that, I got so like for me, like after that, my other favorite and my wife is she loves Deschutes, and I'm a big supporter of them.
Yeah,
douches.
Shannon, what do you do for a living?
Deschutes.
Oh, well, I am a correctional officer.
Nice.
I work in
he's my probation officer.
I work in the jail here in Grand Forks. It's probably like 300 inmates. They're actually building another pod, like another part to the jail, and they're also making a juvenile facility right next to the adult facility. We actually just had a kid who's 17 that just stabbed somebody to death. He turned 18 last week. Wow, look at her.
It's.
Jesus. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? I talk about erection. He mentions pajamas.
Sorry.
He's talking about someone getting stabbed, and Allan's saying, "Look at her."
I could actually see this one. I don't get that lucky.
Yeah, he didn't get that lucky because Allan's always his back is still, but she was cute. And when I waved hi to her, she waved hi back.
You need to offer the beer.
That's a repeat customer.
When you were looking, I was waving.
But I waved again and she got close to this.
Here's how we do this.
Don't fuck up my good time, Paul, okay?
Here's how we do this. We just get a fishing line and we just throw a beer. Like, we just reel it in. Like,
Reel her in, yeah. She was, listen, guys, you didn't see her, but
we're catching a thirst trap.
If she walks by again, guys, if she walks by again, we're going to grab her in here and tell her to come.
Is that kidnapping? Or is it just
we're going to grab her in here and tell her to come?
No,
you're going to invite her.
Wait, I'm going to hit her with the charm. I'm going to go, hey.
So Paul, when they mention that part where you're going to get her to come, like you put the whole, like the radiation symbol, like, like
So anyway, I'm a correctional officer. That's what I do for a living. I do have handcuffs. I do own handcuffs.
I'm surprised at that.
All that stuff,
Yeah.
And you know what? And I'm a very fair correctional officer. I'm a very fair person. I'm not an asshole, so I think that goes a long way. I see a lot of my clientele walking by sometimes too, and they always say hi because I'm always a fair person. So.
Well, I know.
Say that there is a problem though that they need to expand the juvenile detention center. I mean,
that's what they're doing.
But why?
Facility.
Maybe they should focus more on like making it so juveniles aren't committing crimes.
Or you just whip out a belt and start beating them.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Like it's
bring back capital punishment.
That's like there's more women committing crimes. There's more women committing violent crimes now.
Well, no, they're just more getting caught.
No, I think there's more women committing crimes now than ever, and especially violent. Women are like, killing men now. Like on a regular basis, or killing whoever. They just and of course, the worst crimes, it's kind of crappy, but I noticed there's a lot of women in jail for like child neglect, child endangerment, just
fentanyl, all that bullshit.
Well, here's my problem with a lot of, mothers these days. If you're gonna get high, go get high. Why you gotta leave the fentanyl where the baby could get it?
Yeah.
Why you gotta leave the meth where the baby could get it?
Well, probably because they're fucking on fentanyl and they don't know what the hell they're doing with their life.
Yeah, how are they parents? You know what I'm saying?
It's high enough where the baby can't get it. But the baby will get it.
Yeah, they just, I don't know. They just, there's a lot of fucked up people out there. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of, you got
right there.
Prison up in Syracuse there, right?
Couple, yeah.
We have a couple prisons up there. Yeah.
Well, Auburn, I think they're going to shut down.
Oh, really?
So Shannon, I'm sure. I don't know. Is there like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this?
Of course, there's levels to people's.
What's the highest level?
I think it's the 3.
So I think we have a level 3 prison. They want to shut down.
Okay.
And I can't be sure why this is, but I don't want to touch on this subject if you guys don't want to. But I think it has something to do with fucking a place to put immigrants.
Oh, okay.
No, for housing. For housing.
I could understand.
Oh yeah, don't get me started.
Because
I know.
Romania. Look, Roman. We've had guys from Romania in my facility. Actually, they came over. I guess they were going to Canada, trying to get into Canada, and they got stopped at the border at Canada, and then they were staying. But I'm going to say this right now: most of anybody that's immigration, like ICE brings into our facility,
right.
They're probably the nicest people you're ever going to meet. They just want to get away from their country and move here and get a better life.
And we've said this.
So, really quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that what you're saying as far as them shutting down this prison and housing them there, I think that is actually a brilliant idea. And then you lock the doors and you ship them back to where they came from because they are illegal. They shouldn't be here in the first place. They didn't go through the proper channels.
We've talked about this also. We don't. I don't have any. I don't care what. I don't care if you're gay or straight, black or white, Republican, Democrat. I don't give a shit about anything where you come from. No. Whatever your country is, just be here legally.
Yeah.
And do everything you want legally. Like I just don't care. Like we talk about transgender stuff. Like guys, stay out of girls' shit. Really. I mean, the sports. Like get the fuck out. That type of thing.
Just be respectful and just be a decent human being. That's all.
Be a good person.
I want.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Which brings me to Ian Allan was talking about ideas the other day, and I came with this idea. We're gonna have a shirt that says "I identify as a 22 ounce." 22 ounce
Tall drink of water.
tall drink of beer. Yeah, glass of beer or some shit like that.
You should have that in the outline of like the beer glass.
Yeah, we're gonna have that shit. Yeah,
I'm gonna make a shirt that says "I identify as a 15-inch dildo."
That's fair.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I like that shirt. I'll buy that shirt.
I identify as a lesbian.
I'll buy that shirt.
I have a shirt that says "Butthole Whisperer."
I love that shirt. So messed up.
I wear that shirt in public all the time. I get so many people like, "Oh my god, that's a great shirt."
You're a balloon popper.
Yes. Yeah.
Shannon almost made me pee, so now I gotta go.
Then you got
Oh geez, we lost one.
That's what happens. When you get older, your bladders is just, I haven't been to the bathroom yet. I've been pretty good actually. What are you drinking now?
We're drinking. Oh, sorry. We cracked it open. We kind of smashed it pretty fast. It's from your neck of the woods up in Winnipeg. It's from Sucrum's Brewing.
Sucrum's.
Yep. It's Paparazzi. It's an Italian Pilsner.
Yeah, Italian Pilsner.
Nice little 5%.
Yeah. It's just the East Indian family. Sucrum's is owned by East Indian family.
I like the fact that they just keep it simple with the traditional hops, water, malt.
Yes, they make good beer. They make really good beer, actually. Yeah. And they have a really nice facility. Their facility is really nice. They make amazing stouts and amazing barrel-aged stuff. But I don't know if they do this in Syracuse, but in Winnipeg, they have this cereal beer challenge every year.
I've never heard of it here.
So everybody picks a cereal that they're going to mimic in a beer. And then you go around to all the breweries in Canada and Winnipeg and you try it. They used to have Tricks, Count Chocula.
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles was not good. Frosted Flakes.
I'd love to try Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That has to be the best one.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch was amazing. You know what else was good?
Oh, man.
Frosted Rice Krispies was amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this beer, Barnhammer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Barnhammer up in Winnipeg. They made an amazing frosted rice lager. It was so good.
Nah.
Imagine a lager, just sweet though.
Right.
It was so good. Yeah. And then Half Pints. I think Half Pints did toasted something. I don't know, toasted crunch or something.
Did anybody do Wheaties? Or Chex Mex?
You know what? They did do Chex. They did Chex. Chex sucked. It was gross.
Hey, bitches, I'm back.
They did Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks was amazing. And I don't know, did I bring anything back? No, because
that's an easy out. I mean, you just got to make it taste like apple.
Yeah.
But you can fuck that up too, though. Yeah, you can fuck that up, right, Alan? You can fuck that up.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, but you can add
They
Raisin Bran.
They had blueberry.
California raisins, I would tell you to get out. Like, just get out.
They had,
no one wants them unless they're singing and dancing.
They had Raisin Bran cereal, but it sucked. It wasn't that good. But they do it every year, and it's really a big hit. They do it in October.
Okay.
It's really a big hit, and everybody goes, and it's like everybody participates. And there's tons of breweries up in Winnipeg, Canada, which is a couple hours away from us. That's where my two younger kids live there. So that's how I ended up in North Dakota.
Because of your kids?
Yeah, because of my kids. I didn't want to, when I moved out of Canada, I didn't want to move far. Moved back to New York City. It was just too far to move. And then I was like, well, I got to move a little closer. And then I was like, well, why not just move to North Dakota? It's close. And then I moved to a place called Devil's Lake, and I hated it. It sucked. But my son loved it. It was just me and my son living there. But I hated Devil's Lake. Devil's
Lake's a shithole.
Yeah. I hated Devil's Lake. And, it's just, I don't want to talk too bad about the town, but it was just.
No, that's where my wife is from. I have to go there like every other freaking weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Paul always talks about he hates going to Devil's Lake, but yeah, this is just a shitty little town. But I mean, it has some nice people there. I made some good friends, but I didn't like to live there. Then we moved to Grand Forks, and then my son went to school here in Grand Forks, and then he didn't want to go to school here no more because he said, Dad, all the kids here do too many drugs. I just want to get out of here. Yeah. That's what he said. He said. They're on
good choices.
Drugs. He's like,
good choices.
Yeah, he said, I just want to. You know what's crazy about that? I don't know if I ever told you these guys this, but there's a bunch of kids that come to jail right now. They're 23, because my kid's 23, 24, and they've been coming to jail since they were 18. These are kids that used to come to my house to play video games with my son when my son was 15, and my son made a conscious choice not to hang out with these particular guys anymore because he said they just were doing other things. They were into other things that he wasn't into. All those guys have all been to jail at my facility and have gone to prison. Yeah. At least out of the 5 guys that used to come to my house, 3 of them have been to prison at least 3 or 4 times now.
Wow. Well, it's good on your son.
Yeah. Well, he made a good choice. I mean, he would have went to prison, and if he would have came to jail while I was working there, he would have got fucked up.
So I saw this the other day on my Facebook feed. So it looks like Siddell got out.
Siddell who?
Jeremy Siddell.
Yeah.
No, he got out of prison.
Yeah.
He was in prison. Yeah, I seen Jeremy.
So he's out in public again?
Yeah, I already met him in public when I was delivering on Monday.
I ran into that's funny. Oh, cool. I ran into Jeremy at Smiling Moose because his sister's the manager there.
Oh, okay.
Jessica, she's the manager. So I ran into Jeremy. He seemed to be doing good. He looked good.
Yeah, as long as he got his shit clean.
But I met a guy that Allan, in jail.
Yeah.
I can't remember his first name right now, but his last name is Nobles. You know a kid named Nobles?
Yeah.
Like he had tattoos and stuff?
Yep.
So
well, I don't think that this has anything to do with their show.
Sorry, guys. Sometimes we go off.
Oh, cool.
But anyway,
it's okay. Whatever you want to do.
This kid mentioned to me the other day that, you know Alan Kirkby? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, tell him I said what's up. I can't remember his first name, but
I just wanted to say it must have been tough for you to watch your friends end up in prison like this, but on the other end, be proud of your son to make the right decisions.
Absolutely. Who wants their kid to be in jail, right? Like, I mean, like it's kind of a shame when I see these kids because I know their parents.
I know my parents didn't 5 times.
There you go. Paul's been to jail too. Yeah. But it's kind of cool that my son didn't end up like these kids, but I know these kids' parents, and I know these kids since they were younger, and some of them are really nice kids. They just decided to make a choice. I mean, we're all one choice away from jail.
Yeah, yeah.
Or success.
Yeah, success.
But emotionally, what does that look like? So emotionally, what does that look like for you guys? For you, Shannon? Success. No. When you see your your son's friends going to jail, like we're all adults. We act like kids sometimes, but on a serious level, what's that like? I mean,
I'm sad, yo. I'm kind of saddened by that because I know these kids. Some of them are really nice kids, and it's kind of sad to see them in this situation. And some of them are assholes, so you got to treat them accordingly.
Yeah.
And when they say stuff like, "Oh, I know you, man. You know me. I used to be at your house, this and this, whatever." I'm like, well, we at my other house now. So you're in jail now. So whatever you know about me at home or me being a father, that's besides the point. Now you're in jail. We just gotta treat that accordingly. And most of the time, it works out pretty fine.
That's how it was for me because my mom was a probation officer for 20 years, and my neighbor was chief of police and a judge was around the corner as a neighbor too. I'm like, I had no wiggle room. Like I was on.
Oh, you fucked.
Can't get in trouble.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was just afraid that my mother would kill me, so I never got in trouble.
Allan's still a virgin.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I was a virgin.
I'm waiting for the right one.
Yeah.
My wife's holding out on me.
So,
Yeah.
guys, I want to touch on something interesting. I've listened to your last episode when you guys talked about hosting events. Have you given more thought about it? And Allan, you've mentioned the hurdles of trying to have breweries actually cooperate and do those dates to be available, and some stuff within the local regulations and things like that. Have you guys looked more into it? Because when I was listening to it, I was like, oh, that'd be really cool if they can pull that off.
Yeah, I've been looking more into it. Everyone keeps trying to create more events. Like the breweries themselves keep trying to make more events happen left and right. And for me, I want to do more for up here in Grand Forks, because we only have 1, maybe 2 events a year for beer events. Mm-hmm. And they're both inside. I'd rather do one outside because we have an outdoor baseball complex on, and I want to utilize the outside activities to have more fun with them. But getting everyone together on the same page is a little difficult when no one else is willing to, like, none of the other breweries are willing to help out and just say, we're good. We're good to go. We'll do it. And every time I try to throw dates out and what works with like getting food vendors and everything like that, they kind of stall. My goal is to try to fix North Dakota's issue because of no one talks to each other around this area. Like I know the guys who are in charge. I know the president of the North Dakota Brewers Guild. I'm trying to get a hold of him so I can get a seat at the table and coordinate and plan events, because they haven't touched on any of it in over 5 years, and they really don't care. So I would like to take a part of it and fix it, coming from a salesman/distributor's point of view, and let us take care of it, because our businesses like this are structured to do big events, and we can get everyone on board a lot faster without any hesitation, because we've already established this without having to like do any extra work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So just
when the president doesn't want to have a conversation, it's a little rough.
Yeah.
Just as a thought when I was listening, because I was like, okay, what can they do to make this happen? So instead of thinking of like get everyone to show up, have you thought about maybe starting small with few breweries, one food truck or something like that, and just kind of like get the word out there, so like they can go back and be like, oh yeah, we had a great time. You know, those breweries who showed up can tell other breweries like it was a great time, good turnout. Tickets weren't that expensive for people to attend and have food and beer. The food truck made out well, and then just kind of like grow from a smaller setup into something bigger, and maybe get involved in local politics, like local meetings and things like that, and pitching those ideas.
Or chambers of commerce or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Because I think what you guys started talking about is going to be, it could be a great turnout and really shine a light on beer community locally, and it would just be like, I would feel really happy. Like I'm out here, it does not affect me, but it affects the community that is within the same culture of like beer that's doing well. And like when you surround yourself with people or help people out that are doing well, it just feels nice, right?
You feel good about it, right?
Yeah. It feels good. Like I've gotten some of them are like a lot of them, because we're on the eastern part of the state, and I reach out to the western part of the state a lot, and they're all willing to come to this side of the state to do something.
Yeah.
It's just getting some of the ones like from Fargo or a couple of them to just cooperate. And but I think we only have like 10 to 12 in this state, and they're willing to do it. It's nice that it's a little bit smaller, so I could do just one state and just focus on them and help grow their brands first. So my plan is to get the fall lined up for them and do it on that side and make it a lot easier for everyone.
I'm looking forward to see what comes of it, and in any way we can help with getting a word out there. Social media, obviously it's like one of the biggest, easiest ways to get the word spread. Yeah. We're happy to do it.
Same.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have an opportunity someday that when that takes off, I'm saying when.
Yeah.
I'm not losing hope on you guys. Can come.
I saw recently too from you guys on one of your reels that you guys were just at an event tasting with. I saw you guys there with Southern Tier. Was that in a movie? Was that in like a theater? Like
we have
CNY Brew Fest. It was.
We have fairgrounds here, and it's one of the
nice.
one of the buildings at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, we can maybe get some information on how they launch this, how they run it, and send it your way to give you some basically a resource, and go from there. But I think I'm really hoping, I'm rooting for you guys, and anything we can do on our end, please reach out for sure.
Oh, absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, we just we're hoping at some point to get something here, right, Alan? We talk about those things.
Because I'm pretty much doing all the legwork. Like no other distributor wants to sit down and help out because they have too much, and I'm willing to put on extra hours for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah,
keep pressing.
Like I'll burn off my weekends while I'm working and contact with them and figure it out.
Yeah.
Keep pressing, because as long as you keep pushing and be persistent, it eventually gets the right people's attention.
Yeah, as an indie podcaster, it's easy to burn out.
Yeah,
But I think a lot of people maybe what we talked about earlier. These famous people, they get to start a podcast tomorrow and they got 1 million followers. But for us, you guys and us, it's I think it's a long game.
Slow grind. We got to have a slow grind.
Yeah.
So
and coming off my end too, from part of our sales is like we have Red Bull in our warehouse, so that helped me for years, going around a lot of our territory from North Dakota, Minnesota. Yeah. Like I built a lot of relationships with like small towns, and like some of them have food trucks, so I've gotten to know them very well over the years. So they're willing to I've got all their information. They are willing to make the time to come to a new festival to put out their product and show everyone their food, because the food trucks are a lot easier now than the breweries at this point. And I'm willing to make a food festival before a beer festival might be a lot easier, which I'm okay with.
Just include a couple of beer companies.
Yeah, and just get smart out with a small distribution. Yeah.
You can call it a fear festival, food and beer. Fear festival.
There you go. I like it.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it.
guys, I'm rooting for you. I enjoy listening to your podcast. Frank as well.
Yep. Yeah, we enjoy you guys too.
Yeah.
We wish you the best. We're here if anything that we can do to help. I know we're far away, but every little bit counts. You got a great team, like Paul right there is amazing at what he's doing. Yeah. I see your guys' content on social media. I just want to say thank you again to Paul for being, for communicating with us and doing what he's doing for you. And I know it's hard to have good people behind you to keep the podcast alive. And I think you guys got a great guy right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
It really means a lot.
Yeah.
No, Paul does really well for us.
Yeah, Paul's a one of a kind. There's nobody like Paul.
Yeah, because nobody else drinks fucking Busch Light.
No, yeah, but Paul's awesome, man.
He also helps us censor stuff from material.
Yeah. Paul's awesome, man. Listen, you know what? I don't know. I can't remember how we met Paul. I just walked in here, but you've always been like super, super kind, man. Like, I don't know if we ever say thank you, but we really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
cool stuff.
we getting this.
What the fuck did you guys do?
No, you don't understand.
Scripted mood.
You don't understand.
They just noticed you.
We probably wouldn't have met these guys if we didn't start this. So this gave us the energy to meet these guys and everybody else online that's in the beer culture.
If anybody is appreciative, it's me, because you guys are bringing content to, my
exposure.
Stuff.
Yeah. We put a blue pill in each one of your drinks.
There you go.
That's fair. That's wonderful. Well, that's why
guys,
I cracked open this Wookiee that we got.
I know we're coming.
Wait, they got another beer going on?
Yeah, we got another beer. We got a Wookiee.
Yeah, we
open it up.
We capped it off with a Wookiee from Iceland out of Mapleton, North Dakota. It's a vanilla porter. It's
Let's show it.
Oh, let's get a toast, guys.
There you
Cheers.
go. And then go to them.
There you go.
All right.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Even though it's a little bit warmer,
Awesome.
it's
Yeah.
it's a medium thin body.
Yeah,
The vanilla pops on the back end really well,
it does.
but a lot of chocolate through all the whole body.
Yeah, they made this chocolate bock was amazing.
Yeah,
yeah.
the chocolate doppelbock.
Chocolate
Isn't this like a moose drool?
Close.
Close, yeah.
Yeah.
That pretty much just set the standard for like just brown ales around the area here.
Moose drool. Hey, you know what we had? Sorry. We had it at Brewfest, you were mentioning, Alan.
Yeah.
We had a dark sour from Aurora Brewing.
That was
I've only seen 2 dark sours in my life, and they were weird. Like,
Oh, this is fucking good.
This one was good.
they're good, but you don't think those 2 things belong together, but they really
No.
do.
It had like plum or something in it.
Messes
It
with
was
your
fun.
head.
It was
The-
good.
The range of flavors that had is amazing.
On the first
How much-
sip. On the first sip
How much
alone,
they
yeah.
packed into it.
Nice.
And it's like you either fuck it up or it's going to be good. And I think they did a great job. It was good.
Well, because something like that makes me think of like when Southern Tier used to make it. I don't know if they still do. It's called Plum Noir.
I have not seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an older sour they used to make. It's a dark fruited plum sour,
Nice.
and the plums were like Japanese plums that they used.
Oh wow.
Oh, there's sanctions against them now. It's too much to fucking import it.
No,
Yeah,
Japanese we're
it's
good
a
with.
thin-
Oh, Japanese are cool. Sorry.
I get it. We get it.
So, Alan, how far are you guys from Grand Marais, Minnesota?
Where the fuck is that? Oh, is that near the cities?
So I got one of my best friends is from Grand Marais. He lives here now, but he said it was closer to drive to a McDonald's in Canada than it was in Minnesota.
We just
So he's
seen-
northern Minnesota for sure.
You guys didn't notice. We just seen a unicorn, a white woman with a really big butt.
It's on the other.
He works at a day.
She works at the daycare.
God damn
I'm
it!
going back to daycare.
It's 6.5 hours away from. It's on the other end of the state, Grand Marais.
Oh, you're a ways away then. I didn't realize that.
yeah.
It's all right.
But how come every time I ask a question, fucking Shannon goes to some weird subject with someone walking through, like it makes you sound like a pervert.
It's perfect timing.
Like perfect
Just the right timing.
Perfect timing, Frank. She just comes strolling by in her little tight jeans with her little.
This is why I can't.
Oh my God, she had a little badunkadunk going on there. It
This
was
is why I don't want to sit here anymore because I can't see half
yeah.
the shit.
Alan can't see nothing.
God damn it!
But you know what? When you're married, Alan, you shouldn't be looking anyway.
Alan,
Alan needs to switch with Paul.
That's probably
Alan needs to switch with
designed.
Paul.
Look where I'm sitting.
Yeah, you got the best view, Paul.
Paul has the best seat in the freaking house, yo.
Yeah. That's why Paul doesn't say shit because he knows.
Yeah.
Alan, you got to do the prison thing. Get a mirror.
Oh, I'm totally gonna do that now. Damn it,
Did you just did Shannon flip you off?
He finally looks and there's some old ass man walking by.
terrible timing for me. I have the worst timing.
No, you got to hang something in that front glass, like a string with a beer, say, welcome in here or something.
Hey, do you guys have any plans this weekend?
I got to take care of some work stuff, unfortunately, but then I got to do things for my kid's birthday party.
There you
And
go.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing podcast shit. My daughter's a little older, so really.
and then we have a appointment on Monday after the solar eclipse with one of the breweries locally.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
There's a big there's a beer event in Fargo called the Foolers Ball. You should look it up online on Google. It's called the Foolers Ball, and they're gonna have a lot of
Collaboration mirrors.
a lot of people coming from out of town. Tripping Animals from Florida is gonna be here.
There's like 50 collaboration
Yeah,
mirrors.
Zol's from Tennessee is gonna be here. People from Nebraska. I mean, all over. I think a couple of beer companies from California.
Yeah.
There's gonna be so many beer companies here. Alan can't make it because he has to work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and represent for the team, and I'm gonna talk a lot of shit. I know what, Alan. You know what? I know you're gonna be at work, but I might just send you a live while you're at work tomorrow.
I mean, that's fine. I can walk away from my job.
Yeah, I might send you a live. I might send you guys a live if you're around tomorrow. You never know.
I'm around whenever you want me to be around. But how do you spell that? How do you spell that, Shannon?
The Foolers Ball. So it's FOOLERS. Foolers by Dreckers. by
Oh, okay.
Dreckers.
Okay. Yep.
The Foolers
Guys-
Ball. You can see the lineup. The lineup is amazing. It's a lot of
Yeah.
good beer.
Yeah.
I'll be available whenever someone needs me available.
Yeah, a lot of good beer. So I mean, that's from like noon to 5 tomorrow. So I'm going to be there. I'll be there tomorrow all day and hanging out. And I'm sure there'll be some people from town here because Jimmy's going to be. No, Jimmy.
Yep.
The young lady.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy said she's going to be there. She's one of our beer connoisseurs, females here. She loves stouts. She's a super lady.
Stouts are great, man.
So on that note.
On that note. Well,
you guys want to do a plug for your show and then any other events that people can catch you in before we go?
Don't forget to email me all of your info.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anything, man. We just Bru Bruthas Podcast. You can catch us on all streaming platforms everywhere. I mean, Spotify, Podbean, wherever you like to stream your podcast, you could check us out. I mean, we're all over the place. Of course, our Instagram is, getting good followers and people are really hitting us up a lot. And it's so much stuff. Like sometimes I miss things. I miss people saying, so if you hit us up on Instagram and we didn't get back to you yet, we will. Right.
And if you're locally, catch them at this local event that's coming up. What was it called?
The Fool's Bar. Yeah, we're going to be at the Fool's Ball over in. I'm going to be there.
And then the rare beer picnic in July.
The rare beer picnic in July will be at what's also in July? All Pints in July.
Your birthday is also in July.
Yeah. You know what? And I work every other weekend. So what's cool is that all these events happen on my weekends off.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
It's like perfect timing this year, right?
Perfect timing.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anything going on this weekend, Allan?
No, just
working.
Just working.
Weekend. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we want to say thank you again for your time. Thank you for putting this together.
Thank you guys for letting us have this wonderful conversation with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It takes effort and time to do this, and we really appreciate it.
No doubt.
Always happy to have you guys on. I'm looking forward to being on your show one of these days, and then vice versa, and maybe soon, hopefully, in person. Looking forward to that.
You guys are great, man. Guys. We appreciate it.
Cheers.
So much, man. God bless you guys, man, and your families. I hope everybody's safe. You guys have a great weekend and all that good stuff, all right?
You as well.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Cheers, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Hey, Hopheads. Frank here.
And Roman. Welcome to Brews and Banter, the podcast where we sip and spill the funniest stories over a cold one.
We're not just brewing laughs and comedy. We also discuss life stories and current events in every episode.
Follow the frolic on our socials, where we brew up more than just banter. Check out linktree/BrewsNBanter for all the goods.
And guess what? We've got a VIP section. Join our Patreon for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes brew secrets, and maybe even a blooper reel or two.
Subscribe, laugh, and unlock the full Brews and Banter experience. Because life is too short for bad beer and boring stories. Cheers.